Have you ever found yourself just, muttering, I just don't have enough time?
Oh, constantly.
Yeah.
It's like the background noise of modern life, isn't it?
Totally. That constant rush, feeling busy all the time, but somehow the really important stuff it doesn't seem to happen.
Right.
But here's the thing, and this is what we're diving into today. The really interesting truth is everyone gets the same 24 hours. Like exactly the same amount.
Yeah. The real difference isn't the amount of time, it's how we choose to use those hours, how we wield them, really.
Wield them. I like that.
It's less about, magically finding more time and much more about fundamentally transforming the time you already have.
Okay.
Because a lot of us, I've definitely been there. We just let the day kind of happen to us.
Right. Reactively.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the core idea here, the big shift, is moving from just spending your time to intentionally investing it, purposefully.
Investing it. Yeah, that's a powerful way to put it. Because investing implies you get something back, right?
Yeah.
A return, growth maybe.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's the shift we want to explore. We're digging into this practical guide. It's called How to Use Your 24 Hours, Turn Your Time into Success.
Okay.
And our goal, really, for you listening, is to pull out the most maybe surprising nuggets and some super clear strategies.
So you get a fresh look at your time, your most valuable asset, honestly, and hopefully walk away with practical steps to get clarity and, start building the life you actually want.
Yeah, not just dream about it. So let's get started.
Okay, where do we begin?
Well, this whole journey into mastering your 24 hours, it really kicks off with something powerful, but maybe a bit overlooked. Awareness. Awareness is power.
Awareness. Okay.
We hear that phrase all the time, I don't have time. But this guide, it makes a really strong case that often that's just a myth.
A myth. How so?
Well, time isn't actually lost. It's just untracked. We don't know where it's going.
Untracked. Ooh, yeah, that word hits differently, doesn't it? Because in business, you audit everything, right? You track money meticulously. So for someone listening, maybe new to this idea, what exactly is a time audit? And why is it even more important than tracking money, according to this guide?
Okay, so a time audit basically is just a careful check, a review of exactly how your time is being spent. Kind of like a financial audit, but for your minutes and hours.
Right. A ledger for your time.
Yeah. And why more valuable than money? Well, you can always go out and earn more money, right? But once a minute ticks by,
it's gone forever.
It's gone forever. It's finite. And that's the profound difference. That's the real, the aha moment for a lot of people.
Yeah, it stings a bit, but it really shifts your perspective. We watch our bank accounts like hawks, every dollar. But time, our most finite resource, we're often just flying blind.
True.
So to actually see where it's going, the first step sounds simple, maybe deceptively so. Track everything for 24 hours.
Everything from when you wake up.
Literally open your eyes.
Yeah, until you fall asleep. And here's the really crucial part this guide hammers home. Be brutally honest with yourself. Okay.
No cheating.
No cheating. But also, and this is key, be completely non-judgmental. If you spent 30 minutes scrolling social media, just write it down. 2 hours watching TV, put it down.
Right. The goal isn't to feel bad.
No, not at all. It's just to get clear. Because you really, truly cannot improve something if you refuse to even notice it's happening.
Okay, so you've got this log, this raw data of your day. What's next?
Then you review it. With clear eyes, as the guide says, ask yourself honestly, which bits were useful? Which parts felt, wasted? What surprised me?
Yeah, I bet the surprises are revealing. Wow, I spent how long doing that?
Exactly. You might find these little pockets of time just vanishing on small, distracting things you barely even register. And that awareness, like we said, that is power.
Got it. So track, review, then what?
Then you sort.
Right.
The audit asks you to put your activities into 3 main buckets, 3 categories. Right. First up, time wasters.
Okay, the bad stuff.
Pretty much. These are the black holes.
Yeah.
Right? Activities that drain your energy offer zero long-term value. Think mindless scrolling that leaves you feeling kind of numb.
Yeah, or gossip, or just sort of drifting aimlessly.
Exactly. That's bucket number one. Bucket two is maintenance tasks.
The essentials.
The essentials. Stuff you have to do. Eating, showering, commuting, chores. You can't really eliminate them.
But you can make them more efficient, maybe.
Bingo. And the third bucket, this is where the magic happens. Growth time.
Ah, okay. The good stuff.
This is the time actively invested in your future self. Dedicated learning, deliberate practice, exercise, planning, anything that moves you towards your goals.
So the whole point then becomes pretty clear.
Crystal clear. Cut down the time wasters, streamline the maintenance, and seriously pump up that growth time.
Makes sense.
The guide gives this example like, imagine seeing on your audit you spend 3 hours a day, maybe on YouTube or TikTok.
Wow.
But only, say, 30 minutes actually reading or learning something new. That kind of imbalance once you actually see it written down.
Yeah, that's a wake-up call. Hard to ignore.
It becomes an undeniable call to action. You see the gap between where you are and where you want to be.
And for you listening, especially if you're learning English, say, this audit is like finding a secret map.
So
Think about it. Just 15 minutes a day. Focused English practice. That adds up to over 90 hours in a year.
that's huge.
Huge progress from tiny, consistent effort. And here's a cool tip from the guide. Try narrating your day in English, silently, as you do things.
Oh, I like that.
I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee, I'm checking my phone. It keeps your brain switched on, even during those maintenance moments.
Yeah.
It's about clarity, right? Not
Yeah.
finding some mythical extra hour.
Exactly. Clarity first. And often right after we get that clarity, we bump into this other big idea, or maybe this big myth.
Which is
The myth that you need these huge, long, uninterrupted blocks of time to make any real progress.
no, yeah, that feels so real, though, doesn't it? I need a whole weekend for you to really buckle down and study.
It does. Or I'll start that big project when I have a completely clear day. We tell ourselves that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth, according to this guide, time isn't found. It's made.
Made, not found. Okay.
It uses this great analogy.
Yeah.
Think of your time like cash in your wallet. If you're careless with the small coins, the pennies and dimes.
Yeah, you'll be broke pretty quick.
Exactly. Same goes for your minutes. Those little bits add up or they vanish.
So how do we make time, then, in those small ways?
This leads to the super practical 5-minute rule. Simple idea.
Yeah.
If a task takes 5 minutes or less, just do it now. Don't put it off.
Okay, like answering a quick email or tidying one small area?
Right. But the deeper insight is, even if you feel totally overwhelmed, like you have zero time, commit to just 5 focused minutes on something important.
Just 5 minutes.
Just 5, waiting for the kettle to boil. Instead of scrolling, maybe open that English app, learn 3 new words, do that 3 times a day. Boom. 15 focused minutes you didn't think you had.
Wow, okay. That adds up fast. Nearly 2 hours a week.
8 hours a month. Tiny actions, but they compound.
Which brings us to this idea, micro actions build mega results.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because most people, we wait for that perfect time, right? That magical free weekend when the stars align.
Which, let's be real, almost never actually happens.
Exactly. It never comes.
Yeah.
But high achievers, they consistently take micro actions. Tiny steps done over and over.
Like what?
Like write 1 sentence today, learn 1 new word tomorrow, read 1 page of that book. It feels almost laughably small sometimes.
Yeah, like it won't make a difference.
But done consistently. That's where the transformation happens. Impressive growth over time.
Okay, I'm seeing a theme here. Small moments matter.
Hugely. The guide even says your time gaps are gold.
Time gaps, like waiting.
Exactly, those in-between moments. Waiting for your coffee, stuck in traffic, standing in line. What do most people do?
Pull out the phone, scroll mindlessly.
Right. Instant distraction. But what if, instead, you use that 3 minutes to review English flashcards? or just silently describe the scene around you in English.
Uh, Turning wasted moments into mini growth moments.
Intentional, focused moments. They're opportunities, not just dead time.
And this leads to a tough, but maybe freeing reframe instead of, I don't have time.
Try saying, more honestly perhaps, it's not a priority for me right now.
Oof, that's direct.
It is, but sometimes it's true, and that's okay. We can't prioritize everything, but if something genuinely matters to you.
Then don't let that I need a big block of time myth stop you from starting small.
Exactly. There's this great story about Anna. She worked 2 jobs, barely had any free time, just fragments here and there.
Okay.
But she decided to use her commute time listening to English podcasts. And every night, just for 2 minutes, she recorded herself speaking English.
2 minutes. That's it?
That's it, but consistently. After 6 months, her spoken English improved dramatically, way more than years of occasional classes. She didn't wait for time, she just used the time she had, strategically.
Wow. Okay, so we found the hidden minutes. We're using micro actions. But how do we structure the whole day? Go from moments to momentum.
Right, zooming out. Because many people, as the guide says, just sort of let the day happen to them.
Yeah, wake up, emails, notifications, chaos, always feeling behind.
Exactly. But successful people, they tend to do something different. They take control, especially of their morning. And that creates this incredible momentum.
Like pushing off on a bicycle, right? Takes effort at first, but then it gets easier.
Perfect analogy. And here's the good news, the critical nuance. You absolutely do not need to be a 5 a.m. person for this to work.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right. What really matters is how you wake up.
Yeah.
And what you consciously choose to do with, say, your first hour. That intentionality sets the tone for the entire day.
Okay, so what does an effective morning routine look like, according to this guide? It breaks it down.
Yeah, into 3 simple, powerful parts. First, wake with intention.
Meaning?
Instead of instantly grabbing your phone and checking notifications.
Yeah.
We all are. Pause. Just take a few deep breaths. Maybe sit up and actually speak something positive or affirming. Today's a new opportunity. Or, I am in charge of my time. Just setting your mental compass.
Okay, intentional start. What's second?
Second, move your body. Wake your brain. And again, we're not talking a full workout unless you want to.
Phew.
Just 2 to 5 minutes of light movement. Stretching, a few jumping jacks, maybe walk around the room. It gets the blood flowing, releases those good energy chemicals. You feel more awake, more alert.
Enough. And
Third, and this is maybe the game changer, feed your mind first.
before the chaos hits.
Before the deluge of distractions. Consciously choose what you consume first. Read just 1 page of that English book. Review your goals for the day. Listen to a short motivational clip.
Ah, so you're training your brain to prioritize what matters before the world pulls you everywhere else.
Precisely. You take control of the input first thing.
And for English learners, this whole routine could be a gold mine, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can describe your actions in English as you do them. I am stretching. I am reading my goal. There was this guy, David, from Brazil. Struggled with consistency.
Yeah.
He started a 10-minute routine, stretch, read 1 English quote aloud, record a quick voice note in English. Seemed tiny. But within a month, his speaking ease, his confidence, noticeably better.
Just building that momentum morning by morning.
Exactly, 1 morning at a time.
Okay, momentum is great. But what about focus? I mean, you can have a great morning routine and then just get lost in busyness.
I absolutely. Ever have those days? You're doing stuff all day long, check, check, check.
And at the end, you're like, what did I actually accomplish?
Exactly. It's a common trap. And this guy makes a super important distinction here. Busy doesn't always mean productive.
Right. That's where this idea of deep work versus busy work comes in.
That's the core of it. Deep work. That's when you're fully concentrated. 0 distractions. Focused on 1 important task. You're in the zone, making real, solid progress.
Like really digging into a tricky English grammar point? Or practicing speaking for a test without checking your phone?
Perfect examples. Busy work, on the other hand, looks active, but there's no real forward movement. Reorganizing your desk again, checking email constantly, passively watching English videos without engaging.
Yeah, stuff that makes you feel like you're doing something, but maybe you're avoiding the harder, more important task.
Often, yeah, could be a subtle avoidance tactic.
So in this world, absolutely flooded with distractions.
Focus becomes your superpower. Seriously. Because deep work isn't just about getting stuff done faster, it leads to deeper learning, better results, real success.
Okay, how do we actually do deep work then, especially when everything is screaming for our attention?
The guide suggests a really simple, effective system, the Pomodoro technique. Heard of it?
Vaguely. Something about tomatoes.
Yeah, named after a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. The basic idea is you set a timer, usually 25 minutes. It's a good sweet spot for concentration for many people. And for that 25 minutes, you dedicate yourself entirely to one specific task. No multitasking.
No, one thing. Got it.
Then, crucially, you remove all distractions. Phone off, or at least out of sight. Close unnecessary tabs. Find a quiet space if you can.
Create the bubble.
Create the bubble. And then you just start. Even if you don't feel totally ready or motivated, action creates focus, not the other way around.
Action creates focus. I like that. So 25 minutes on, then what?
Then you take a short break, usually about 5 minutes, step away, stretch, grab water, then repeat.
And how do I know if I'm doing deep work or just falling into busy work?
Ask yourself this one key question. Will this specific activity get me closer to my most important goal right now?
Simple test.
If the answer is no, or if you catch yourself doing it just to look busy or avoid something harder, chances are it's busy work.
Makes sense. Like Elena, the student you mentioned. Watching videos wasn't moving the needle on her writing.
Exactly. Hours of passive watching, busy work. But 25 minutes of focused, distraction-free writing practice.
Yeah.
That was deep work. And her grammar improved rapidly. It's about impact, not just activity.
Okay, deep work is crucial. But what about the flip side? What about rest?
Yes. The unsung hero of productivity. Rest. So many of us feel guilty about resting, don't we?
Totally. Like it's lazy or wasting time.
It's a huge myth. The guide puts it really clearly. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's an essential part of it. Think of your brain like a battery.
Needs recharging.
Absolutely. To stay sharp, creative, resilient, you must recharge.
So it's not just about sleep. There are different kinds of rest.
Yes. The guide mentions physical rest, obviously, but also mental rest, like stepping away from problem solving, allowing quiet. Creative rest, maybe listening to music, enjoying nature, and digital rest, getting away from screens.
Digital rest. That's a big one these days.
Huge. The key phrase to remember is step back to move forward. You need that distance sometimes.
And for learning, breaks are even more important.
Especially important. Your brain actually consolidates information during breaks. The formula is basically focus plus rest plus repetition. A short strategic breaks after focused study. They help you absorb info faster, remember it better, and crucially, avoid burnout so you can keep going long term.
So what kind of break schedule works? Pomodoro is 2:55.
Yeah, 2:55 is popular. Or maybe 50 minutes of focus, 10 minutes of rest. The key is finding a rhythm that works for you.
And what you do on that break matters, right? Probably not scrolling Instagram.
Definitely not. That just floods your brain with more input. Instead, stretch, deep breaths, drink water, look out the window, walk around for a bit. Something truly restful.
And we need to ditch the guilt.
Absolutely. Rest isn't a reward you earn after pushing yourself to the limit. It's a requirement for sustained high performance. Top athletes, top performers, they schedule rest meticulously.
Because they know it fuels the next round of effort.
Exactly. Like Lena, the teacher, burning out, working nonstop. Started taking tiny breaks, breathing, short walks. Huge difference in energy and mood. She didn't work less overall. She just rested smarter.
Okay, this is powerful stuff. So we've got awareness, microactions, focus, rest. How do we make this all stick? How do we automate it?
Now we're talking about the next level. Habits and schedules. Automating success.
Automating, like brushing your teeth.
Precisely. You don't wake up and debate whether to brush your teeth, right?
Yeah.
You don't need massive willpower. It just happens.
Yeah, it's automatic.
That's the goal. Make your important actions like English practice or planning your day into those kinds of automatic behaviors.
Because relying just on willpower.
It's exhausting. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets fatigued throughout the day. That's why habits matter so much more for consistency. Once it's a habit, it takes way less mental energy. It's effortless time management almost.
So how do we build these magical habits? Is there a formula?
There's a simple, powerful pattern called a habit loop. 3 parts. There's a cue, the trigger.
Okay, like finishing breakfast.
Exactly. Then the routine, the action itself.
Like reviewing 5 English words.
Yep. And finally, the reward, the positive feeling or result that makes your brain say, hey, let's do that again.
Like feeling proud or marking it off on a tracker.
Exactly. Cue, routine, reward. Your brain learns that connection. After breakfast equals English time equals feeling good.
What's the biggest mistake people make when trying to build habits?
Trying to do too much too fast. Going from 0 to hero overnight.
Yeah, setting these huge, ambitious goals.
Right. The secret. Start ridiculously small. Like 2 minutes small. The goal isn't the initial size. It's making it so easy to start that you can't say no. Consistency is the engine that builds the habit, not intensity.
2 minutes of English reading is better than planning to read for an hour and never doing it.
Infinitely better. And remember that phrase. Structure brings freedom. Habits create that structure. Planning your day the night before, that's a habit that saves you tons of decision fatigue the next morning.
Frees up brain space.
Totally. And make it visual. Use a calendar, a notebook, an app. Seeing that chain of X's marking your completed habit, it's surprisingly motivating. You don't want to break the streak.
The power of the streak. What if you do miss a day, though? Does it all fall apart?
No. That's crucial. Missing one day happens. Life happens. It doesn't break the habit. The key rule is never miss twice.
Okay. So if you miss Monday, make sure you do it Tuesday.
Get back on track immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Missing one day is a slip. Missing 2 or 3 starts to unravel the habit. Remember Mateo? Read 1 paragraph in English before bed, less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Finish 3 books in 6 months because he just didn't miss twice. Small, consistent actions.
Habits provide the rhythm. What provides the map for the whole day?
That's where the schedule comes in. The guide calls it the success schedule, a 24-hour plan that actually works for you, not against you.
Because without a plan,
We just react. Emails dictate our morning, emergencies derail our afternoon, and we end the day wondering where the time went. A schedule gives you that vital structure, fewer decisions, less stress.
but schedules can feel so rigid sometimes.
The trick is designing it around your energy, your natural peaks and dips. Most people have more focus in the morning, right?
Usually, yeah.
So schedule your hardest tasks, then that deep work, learning new grammar, lighter stuff, meetings maybe in the afternoon, evening for winding down, reflection, maybe some casual English practice like watching a show.
Matching the task to your energy level. Makes sense.
And the guide simplifies it even more with a 3-block day system.
Okay, what are the blocks?
Focus time, usually morning, for your most important deep work. Flex time afternoon for variable tasks, appointments, less demanding stuff. And reflect time evening for review, planning, relaxation.
Focus, flex, reflect. I like that. It feels manageable.
It's about rhythm, not rigid minute-by-minute control. So how do you build your own? 4 steps.
Early money.
1. Define your 1-3 non-negotiables for the day, your absolute must-dos, like study English 30 minutes.
Got it. Priorities first.
2. Set your anchor times. Fixed points like wake up, meals, bedtime. They provide stability.
Okay, anchors.
3. Use time blocks, not just to-do lists. Don't just write study English. Schedule 7.30080 English reading. Give the time a job.
Be specific.
Very specific. And 4, super important, leave buffer room. Build in flexibility. Life happens. A good schedule isn't brittle. It bends.
Right. Allow for the unexpected.
And one final powerful habit to add. The evening review. Just 5-10 minutes.
Do what?
Ask. What did I finish today? What went well? What could I improve? What's my most important task for tomorrow? It makes you the conscious author of your day.
And bonus points if you do the review in English.
Absolutely. Like Sarah, the student in Egypt. Used the 3-block system, gave each hour a job, reduced stress, doubled her progress. She stopped reacting and started leading her day.
Okay, so bringing this all together as we wrap up.
Yeah, let's circle back to that core idea. We casually say spend time, right? Like it's just money. But the truth this guide really drives home. Time is way, way more valuable than money.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes. Time, once it's spent.
It's gone. No refunds.
No refunds. So the big shift is stop spending it mindlessly and start investing it consciously.
Like watching random cat videos for hours is spending.
Totally spending. But watching a 30-minute English lesson and then practicing what you learned for 15 minutes.
That's investing. Because you expect a return improved skills.
Exactly. The clock ticks either way.
Yeah.
But only one path leads to growth.
And that investment, it compounds over time.
Beautifully put. It's like compound interest. Small, consistent investments in learning, health, skills. They don't just add up, they multiply. You become exponentially better over time.
So the quick test before doing anything.
Just pause and ask, will this help me grow?
Simple, but powerful.
If it's yes, you're investing. If it's no, or maybe really pause, is there a better use for these minutes right now? Because honestly, your calendar, it doesn't lie.
It shows exactly what you're really prioritizing day after day.
Yeah. It's the honest truth of your choices.
So the final thought is, you don't actually need more time.
You don't. You just need to take the time you already have, all 24 hours of it, and use it like it genuinely matters.
Because it does.
It really, really does.
So the challenge for you listening right now, start today. Don't wait. Do that time audit just for one day. Pick one tiny habit. Use just 5 minutes for focused learning.
Choose one action that invests in your future. And do it today, not someday. You've got the same 24 hours as everyone else.
What you choose to do with them, that's what makes all the difference.